Hello, my viewer and subscribers. Hope all is well. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. Thank you. Now, not any of us, I cannot imagine all of us walking around every day with a smile on our faces, whether we're billionaires, millionaires, trillionaires, rich, poor, middle class. At some point, we're just maybe going to look sad. Okay, we won't be always smiling ear to ear. I say this to say that yesterday, sidem, and it's not the first time we've seen her with a long face, okay? She's not happy for many reasons. I am sure she's human. When we first met her, when Cartel came home, we might have seen her here and there in little interviews and pictures of her with Vybz Cartel in prison while she visited. But since he came home, we've seen her. She was good. She was good until Lisa Hyper showed up. Ex-girlfriends of Vybz Cartel. He did not keep them at a distance. No boundaries, nothing. They were right there, all up in her face. At one point, we saw him at a gym, and there was Lisa. And then maybe a few seconds or so after, we saw sidem entering the gym, and there she was. She's on live, and she has her camera following sidem's every move and poking fun at her. Why? Because she thought that Cartel is home now, and I am here. I'm an old girlfriend of his. I visited him in prison, and there's no way he's not gonna want to be with me and marry me and move me in all his mansions and whatever, buy me cars and jewelry, and put money in the bank for me to just spend, go wild, go buck wild. Well, doesn't seem as though that happened. If you know the story, then I don't even know if there's an end to this, because she's still on social media talking about Cartel every day. She's not getting her life together. She's not getting her mental health together. She is not getting her career together. So, like I said, the pictures are all over social media of Cartel and sidem on the plane heading to Europe, which they'll be there for another 2 or so weeks. I'm glad that sidem was able to make the trip, because the fact that she's going to be in London, she'll be able to meet up with her family. Hopefully, if she's really that unhappy, I'm not saying but if she really is unhappy, she has to know that, yes, each time he messes up with another woman, he'll buy you. The last thing he bought her was that truck, that cyber truck, thousands of dollars, But, if material things are not going to make her happy, she wants his heart, she wants respect and honesty, like most of us women. So people are dragging her through the mud, saying, you get what you asked for. This is the man, you heard about him, and the whole 9 yards. Yes, like most of us, sometimes we meet a man and we hear of his past, but we still say, okay, I am going to give it a try. And that's what she's doing. However, this seemed to be getting to her, and people are beginning to see it. Just based on her demeanor, just how she portray herself. That is the reason I think most of the time she asks him, please do not video me. Whenever you're live or whatever, just keep the camera on you or at the pool or wherever, but not on me. I don't want to get involved, because I think at this point she's beginning to feel stupid, because that's why I like a man who doesn't talk too much. Because if he hadn't said that he was going to marry her this past February, and then he's saying no, it will be sometime during this year. Cartel is on the move. He's busy. He's very busy, and I'm sure him and maybe his family members, if he's really serious about marrying them, maybe they would like to see a big wedding, big celebrity wedding. For me, if I was in her shoe, I would just say, hey, if you're going to marry me, it's fine. We'll just go to the courthouse and we get a witness, and, that's good enough. But of course not. That's not going to work. That will not work. or just have a private ceremony where the media doesn't have to get involved and the public. Just keep it private. Because for people to be saying that she's unhappy and everybody is saying she is unhappy because Cartel hasn't married her, that could be part of it. But for me, that's part of it. But the biggest part of it is him. If he is really and truly, and I believe he is, I'm sorry. I know you can't believe everything these women say because they probably just want to upset them. But Lisa Hyper has said that they've been together several times since he's been home from prison. And Miss Chin, I'm not calling her first name, she says she has a very deep throat and she gets paid. Whenever you see her with him, she's getting money for, I guess, services render. I hate this. I hate to even be saying these things. But I am letting everyone know, all of social media and everybody who is saying she's unhappy for that reason. It could be anything. It could be anything. We've all been there. Anybody who's ever been married, in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, whatever. Yeah, there are times that we probably just don't want to see each other or don't even want to be in the presence of the other person. I know I'm one of those people. So I am hoping that whatever it is, that Vybz Kartel can work things out. And my advice for the people who I know who is around him on a regular basis, Spice, for instance, yes, they're just performing, it's all acting. But I saw her rub up on him the other day, wind up on him so much that his shorts went up and we could see his underwear at the last show that he did. His underwear was red, like red and black or something. So, yeah, and Sidem does see it, and I believe at this point, if I was Spice, I would just stay far from Sidem. Because at this point it looks as though all of you women are making a fool out of her. Okay, really disrespecting her and not saying, if putting yourself in her space. If Cartel was with you and you lived together and you're engaged to him and you waited 10 years for him, and the story is a long one, but majority of us know the story. We would not want that for ourselves. Okay, there must be another way that you two can perform without doing all that. Spice, enough already. I admire you and everything and your work, but yeah, I think you need to just consider Sidem's feelings right about now. And all those other dirty girls who come around Cartel, all of them filthy women, okay? Don't have a job anywhere, nothing, just leaning on him and hoping that their mouth will pay the bills. Their mouth will get their money because particular one or two of them made it clear that it is their throat. He needs their throat and he works their throat and they make their money. I never thought I'd ever speak on this and speak the way I'm speaking, but this is the reality in Cartel's life and Sidem. My fear all the time is that I hope he protects himself when he's with this dirty, filthy woman, because we would not want to hear that anything goes wrong with Sidem. We've taken a liking to her just because we don't see her being rowdy and, just being out there on social media every day. She has access to social media just like anyone else. And she's not on there saying what's going on in their home and calling him dirty names or anything like that. But I am sure behind the scenes, there are times that, they're not seeing eye to eye. Well, again, I hope this little trip to Europe, maybe they might even get a chance because they're by themselves. But then again, are they really by themselves? I think Cartel always have his team with him. But there must be some private moments where whatever is bothering her, if there is something, and if it involves Cartel, because it could be something else. It could be just herself. Maybe she's angry at herself. Maybe she's saying, she's having second thoughts. Maybe she's thinking, this is not good. I've read about him. After he came home, everybody is saying good luck with him, and thank God Shorty got rid of him, and you have all the problems, and it just went on and on and on. But I am hoping that they can work things out if it is between the both of them, and if it's not just a personal thing with her. I hope Carter begin to realize that he's 48 going on 50, and it's time to chill. This is not when he was running all over Portmore and getting himself in trouble until he ended up in prison, did 13 years. He should be wiser now. He should just say, all that sex and all those things is man over matter. My God, if he's trying to make up for the 13 years, he's going to be weak on the stage most of the time. These women are going to wear him out, wear him down, and he will not even be able to stand straight. Because you know how it is, men. If any men are watching me, it's all in the back, okay? So your joints, your backbone, yeah, you all of that, yes, your hip bones. That's all in making love. So, I hope that he really is thinking and will think twice about his involvement with these women. Because if it is what is upsetting Sidem at this point, Sidem, he could just give you a couple millions and just send you back on to your family and you go and live your life. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed about any of this. I don't like to see her sad. I don't. Good night.